So
I have a true.
we're here with Green Knuckle Material. We're gonna ask them some questions. I'm gonna start. What inspired you guys to start the band?
We didn't start the
Yeah.
band.
Oh,
Oh,
Um,
okay.
cool. All right.
the band was started maybe a long time ago by these two kids from Waldwick, Chris and Ryan.
Okay.
And Chris was a good friend of mine, one of my fraternity brothers. And they never played shows. They did it as a little jam group when they were in high school. And Chris showed me some demos, and I was like, "Yo, let's do it. Let's start it as." So technically, I started as a band. So let's start it as a band, and it was me, Chris, Ryan, and our old drummer Matt, who was my cousin. None of them are in the band now. Ryan quickly disappeared. He ended up in Costa Rica, so I took over as
He became a tree if the comic book.
great. Yeah, I took over as a lead singer, and then Chris was the rapper at the time, and we had one of our electric guitar players now, Mike, came on and joined as electric guitar, and we were kind of just a four-piece, like a three-piece power band, and with a rapper.
Okay.
And then Chris left the band, and then I brought in Dan and Nick. And Nick's no longer with the band. We don't have a rapper now. We have Dan that does both.
Young Keezy occasionally comes through.
Yeah, he's got an alter ego. Easy. He might in his interview in a bit, actually,
All right.
if we can get him.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't see a hat anywhere.
It's I started the band, but I really didn't start the band. So,
Okay.
but we write all the music. It's pretty much our band now. Like we've taken it to we just adopted the name and the brand.
Yeah.
We've changed the sound a lot and kind of evolved into what we're going for right now.
Yeah,
Cool.
we're working on a project, a new track called "So Alive" as well, and that's what's in the works right now. And we've had a lot of struggle with finding the direction that we want to take the song in.
Yeah.
And we've got this very different but very cool direction that it's kind of gone in while maintaining the band's elements. But it's gonna be pretty different compared to what we've put out in the past. So we're excited about it because it's gonna be the first staple of the new album too. That's to come down the road as well.
Awesome.
Of course, things have gotten a setback with everything going on as well with Corona, COVID-19. So, but we're still pushing on, and we're excited about the track.
Awesome. So Skype froze for Glory, so I'm just gonna keep on going. So how did you guys all meet?
You want to say? I was pledging for my fraternity, Tall Cap Epsilon at Rowan University, and Dan's a Rowan alumni who was also in the same fraternity, and I happened to be staying at his house.
So
They were visiting for an event, or they were going on a hike up in North Jersey. So they spent the night by me. I couldn't go on the hike because I was actually going to the studio to record the first GKM album.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember saying, "Oh, sorry guys, I can't go with you guys on the hike." My roommate, who was also one of our brothers, well, he'll run the event and he'll take you guys on the trail.
Okay.
And Dan was like, "Oh, I play guitar." I'm like, "Sure you do, little guy." Giving him no credit at all.
Yeah.
And then when the original lineup broke up and the first rapper left, the band was pretty much done, and I was hosting shows in my basement, like acoustic shows. And I just happened to message Dan on Facebook, and I was like, "Hey man, you want to just come over and jam? Like, I know you play guitar."
Mm-hmm.
He came over and we were jamming a little bit. He's like, "Yeah, I kind of sing a little bit too." And I'm like, "Sure you do, kid."
Yeah. Okay.
And he plays "Don't" by Ed Sheeran, and I was just like, my jaw just dropped, and I was like, "Well, welcome to the band."
So you really underestimated.
Immediately after I finished the song, he's like, "Do you want to be in a band?" I'm like, "Sure." I was like, "Do you want to ask the guys and maybe get back to me?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, just ask them. You're in."
Wow.
Only
That's
got
literally
that.
what he said. It was so funny. So funny.
Yeah,
So you-
the drummer who actually came back, he's not with us anymore, but he originally quit in the first purger of the band.
Yeah.
And the guitar player Mike was like, "I love doing this. I'll still do it with you, but I'm not doing any work to put the band back together." I was like, "Okay, Mike,
All right.
fair enough."
Fair enough. So you guys really underestimated Dan over here. That's what you're telling me.
I give him no credit at all.
Oh, sorry, Benny. D-string handles like. Sorry. Go on, Gloria.
Sorry. No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say D-string's the heart and soul of this band. Like he really keeps it all together. It keeps it moving forward constantly because he has this insane work ethic that he carries forward with us, and it's helped lead to our success.
That's awesome.
Lori?
Okay. So you guys spoke about taking your music in a different direction, but still kind of keeping some elements of older music. What is your new writing process like?
I don't think the writing process is any different.
No, it's still the writing process is just an acoustic guitar. Me, Dan, his dad, Mike Ravenda, who's a really talented guy. He writes a lot of helps us write a lot of like the music and
We don't let him touch the lyrics, though.
He offers a lyric here and there.
He's like, "What about never is forever?" I'm like, "Dad, stop."
Yeah. What about sweetness?
Dad. And then it's funny, like my mom will come in and like give a lyrical suggestion, and it's awesome. I'm like, "We're gonna go with that."
We're gonna go with that one instead.
We actually had we put like a little like jam on we were just jamming. We put it on Instagram, and one of our fans, he sent us some lyrics, and we ended up using them. We put them in a song. The song's not recorded yet, but like the fan basically wrote the first verse of the
Oh, that's cool.
song.
Yeah.
So we thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, like, with the new grouping of the band now, what's the first song that you guys wrote together?
What do you consider together? Because
Yeah.
like Lullaby, I don't consider that we wrote that together, or even Picture. I don't consider we wrote that together.
Well, then the first song that you guys like wrote in collaboration. Then have you guys
With
written a
like
song?
with the newest lineup,
Yeah.
Yeah.
probably Walk Away,
Okay.
which we have. But I mean, I guess So Alive too.
Yeah. Everything on that album we was in collaboration.
Okay.
On the album we're putting out now. Isolate, I would say, is not, because Dan pretty much wrote that. What was the other one? Traffic was more me and Mike.
Okay.
Who We Are was more me and Mike too. Maybe Who We Are was probably the closest we got to our current process of collaboration. Mike is less involved in the writing process now, so it's really just me and Dan. And Mike used to be heavily involved with it, but he's kind of busy with other life stuff right now. So
Yeah.
We have another guitar player, Brandon, our lead guitar player. He's really fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 3 guitars. We can get away with one of them being away for a while.
Okay.
Okay. So what does the name Green Knuckle Material mean to you guys?
It does.
doesn't.
Okay.
All right. There's no like fake deep meaning behind it that you guys give during interviews.
Epic backstory.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a whole comic book with an epic backstory. Actually,
Oh.
I don't know if I want to go into the whole comic book story right now.
In the year 4000, George Kilroy Martens fights off against the witch,
the Huntress.
the Huntress.
Yeah.
I wanted you to correct me.
Yeah. Basically, we're like pieces of the soul of a cosmic being.
Uh-huh.
There's a book. There's
Okay.
there's a comic book. You can
All
read
right.
it.
You can interpret it however you want.
All right.
Okay.
So what bands have you been listening to while you're stuck at home?
You go first, Dan.
I mean, I learned Walk Away by Ballyhoo, so I had to listen to that a lot.
All right. Cool.
Ballyhoo's cool. I don't know. I'm always listening to different things constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Like it depends what kind of mood I'm in.
Yeah.
And a lot of time I'll just turn on the pop radio on the TV, and like John Mayer will play or Ed Sheeran will play, and those are 2 of my favorite artists. So, not haven't been dabbling too much in other stuff, but just listen to music. I'm mostly playing music every day. I've learned a few new songs and been doing a live stream every Sunday night. That's gaining some traction. But I would like to get into doing more writing and stuff moving forward.
Okay. Cool.
I've actually been listening to less music since the quarantine because I'm not driving,
Yeah.
and the car was where I listen to
So
the most
true.
music. Sometimes because I work from home right now, sometimes I'll put on like 21 Pilots or Don Broco or something just to. What'd she say?
I just said, yeah, 21 Pilots.
Oh, I love 21 Pilots. Amazing fan.
Oh,
What'd you
yeah.
think of the new song then? Have you listened to
Oh,
that?
yeah.
I didn't hate it. It was
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, it's definitely different from their other stuff.
I'm never one for like, oh, let's capitalize on the world climate and write a song about what's going on right now and release it. And it feels like this is not the time to try to capitalize on
Yeah,
what's going on in the world.
At the same time, it'll probably work though.
Oh no, it's
Oh,
definitely
it worked though. Yeah.
Millions plays,
Grown high hopes finally. Off
and
of
it's
the
totally
rock.
something we would do.
Oh yeah. But
It's something we've done.
Yeah.
With Queen of Dragon.
oh, that's different. That was a global phenomenon of a TV show. This is a global pandemic.
You're right.
Yeah.
A little bit of a difference. I feel like no one should be capitalizing on a global pandemic.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. So,
Although they could say the Game of Thrones finale was a pandemic.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people died.
Yeah.
Thousands
Wait.
of people died.
Speaking of Game of Thrones, what do you guys think of the last season? I don't watch it, but my brother was like really mad about it. So, did you guys agree with how it ended?
Awful.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
I'm an avid book reader. I read all the books twice, except the last one, Dance with Dragons. I only read once. I'm saving my second read through for when the next book is coming out, which will probably be like never. So,
Okay.
and the
I'm not
show
gonna-
wasn't good for me.
I'm not gonna say it was awful. I'm gonna say it got some things right and it got other things horribly wrong. But I mean, I still enjoyed the last season. I just think it didn't live up to the hype. But at the same time, you know that it never could anyway because it was being regarded as the greatest show of all time. And so having to end the greatest show of all time and rushing everything they did into the last season like that, you know, it's just never gonna live up to the hype.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna say it was awful. I still enjoyed it.
I am. I'm gonna say it was.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
So, during quarantine, are you guys working on any new projects, like with the new album?
I think we're just
That would be so alive right now.
Okay.
we're trying to get the next set of songs mixed how we want them to and ready to go. And we're trying to a lot of what we're trying with our sound is trying to find a balance between like our own artistic vision and what we love to do and what we want, and also what's going to work in the climate of the music industry right now.
So, and to answer your question before about how the writing process has changed to adapt to the new sound, it's really now it's more of a conversation between the material we have and a new producer who's mixing and helping us produce the song. And so it's kind of he takes what we have, he creates ideas with it, he sends it back to us, then we share it with the band, and the band offers their input. And so we've kind of found this middle ground between this pop, reggae, ska-ish sound and the, GKM that people have come to know already.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. So aside from working on new music, how else have you guys been staying busy during quarantine?
No,
And to live stream a lot.
Okay.
yeah, live stream every week on Sunday. That's cool. And that's been getting traction, so we're gonna keep that going. And I'd like to live stream more, but
We got a couple Wednesdays on Instagram coming up.
yeah,
Oh, cool.
that's true. Yeah,
Isn't it-
there are events coming. Adapting to the new environment, something you have to do if you're a musician.
Yeah.
But actually, I like the live stream. First of all, it's something we should definitely continue doing even after this.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
And the consistency of every Sunday on Facebook, we're getting like over 1,000 views just
Oh,
on
nice.
the live.
That's good.
Wow.
So people are loving it. We're making new fans. There's one guy, Mark.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Mark is.
He's like, yo, you come to Minnesota, stay at my house. He gives us $25 a week.
He's
Nice.
our number one donator right now.
Yeah,
Nice.
he's the man.
Great guy.
He loves Dan. He loves Dan, but he's talking to me on the chat. He's like, who's the man behind the camera? I was like, that's me.
Like also Dan. Also Dan.
Also Dan.
So it's been interesting, but we're getting by. I want to do a full band live stream. I'm working on trying to find a place to do it and somebody who
That'd be amazing.
can actually run it, like produce it for us.
Mm-hmm.
People just don't want to, they're still a little hesitant to go out even in small crowds, which is understandable.
Yeah.
So, what is your guys' favorite part of streaming? You guys have brought up live streaming a couple times. So, do you guys like to interact with the fans more, or do you like producing or recording, writing?
Nothing beats a live show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nothing is going to beat a basement show in Rutgers.
Okay.
Those are my
the last show that we had at Rutgers was awesome. It was a great show, and I was hyped for the next one, but we had to postpone. So the live stream was cool, but I like being in the crowd with the fans.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like talking to the people afterwards I like merch and stuff. We played Starland Ballroom a couple times and Stone Pony a few times, more than a couple times, and Stanhope House, and we've supported some bigger bands, and I love like the people coming up to the table and talking to us and meeting new people, and it's like something that sometimes it gets a little weird or creepy.
Yeah.
We played with We the Kings once, and it was like a real preteen crowd.
Oh.
It got a little strange.
Oh. Well, I'm not surprised. Yeah.
It was weird, but
Okay.
successful show for us. We made a lot of new fans. So
Well, that's good. So what's your favorite part of making the music itself, like putting it together?
I like writing the lyrics the most.
Okay.
And for me, I like writing lyrics as well, but like more the puzzle aspect of it. So I'm always looking for like ways to connect the words in fun ways. So that they sound catchy, but all that is really to support a melody.
Okay.
I'm really more about the melody and picking words and sounds and patterns that follow a cool melody.
Okay.
I really like catchy, poppy melodies, and
The cool thing
that's
is
my favorite aspect of
the
writing.
cool thing about the way we write is like I'll write lyrics and I write my lyrics to a melody, and then I'll stand the lyrics and he just sings a completely different melody, and I'm like, this is awesome. And sometimes I make lyric changes based on his melody. So once I hear his melody, then we can so it's almost like it goes by steps, like lyrics, melody, and then lyrics phase 2, and then because I look at it like he's like my voice, like I bring my words to him to put in his voice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So they never sound like how they do in my head, but then once I hear them, then I can make those changes and stuff, and that's how we really get a stronger product.
Okay.
Yeah, and sometimes I'll just take words and like rearrange and paraphrase them to like kind of paint the same picture, but in like the structural way that I want the melody to come across.
Yeah. Okay.
And we're both pretty like some people would be like, "Don't change my words, don't change the melody, don't change me," and we're not like that. We're like, please, like do what you want with it, like take it and make it your own,
Yeah.
and then don't let my dad write any of the lyrics.
And sometimes I'll just sing a melody, like his dad will be playing something, and I'll kind of just like, and then like Dan will just like say, "Walk away," and then I start adding words, and then that's how we'll create a song sometimes, just by. It's something I've seen a lot of artists do. They kind of just like sing like and then they start adding words to it. Love the shape of you. And just kind of like doing the melody and then putting words behind it that kind of match what you're hearing in your head.
My sister used to write like that. She'd write melody first, so we'd be jamming and she'd like singing a melody. She actually she wrote a song called "True or False" once, and she was reading out of like a plumbing handbook for like a plumber's exam because my brother was a plumber. So she's like, "True or false, yes or no." I'm like, Jenna, you're reading a fucking plumbing book. So it's interesting how singers write.
Yeah. So what artists are your biggest inspirations for you?
What artists are our biggest inspiration?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you make.
Can you hear anything, Dan?
No.
I can't hear it.
All right.
like somebody's vacuuming.
Huh?
Sounded like somebody was vacuuming.
Yeah, my mother likes to like ask if I'm doing an interview and then just proceed to make a ton of noise anyway.
Okay.
So did you guys catch Glory's question, or do you need me to ask it?
Was
Okay,
what
so
artists are
art-
influence us?
Yes.
Yeah, Ed Sheeran, John Mayer, Pink Floyd.
Okay.
I like the trippiness of Pink Floyd combined with John Mayer's guitar playing, and Ed Sheeran has great songwriting ability and writes really catchy music. Those are my three artists if I had to pick three.
Okay.
I'm more into like I get a lot of inspiration from like emo bands, like Brand New inspires me a lot. Probably Circus Survive in a different way, not in certain terms of music, but in terms of like showmanship. Anthony Green has always been like a role model of mine, so I kind of model my performance after his.
Mm-hmm.
Just a lot of different like of those like the Used, Sense of Smell, all like those bands have a big impact on me.
Okay.
Musically and lyrically and what I want to bring to the table. And our music doesn't sound anything like that.
Uh-huh.
But like I said, it's because I take what I want to do and I give it to Dan, and it's coming out through his voice. So those influences are gonna, like the vocal influences, are gonna come through more on his, on his end, which is why you would compare us more to like those people.
Yeah. All right. So what was your first concert, and do you think going to see live music as a whole has changed how you present the band on stage?
Oh yeah, for sure. My first show that I really like, obviously I'd seen like small shows like my dad had done before, but my first show I really went to, I saw the Used at Starland Ballroom.
Oh shit!
And it was packed out. Me and my buddy went. We didn't see each other the whole night. We got separated. We were lost in pits. Fucking nuts. And it was, I just knew, I was like, this is crazy. Like, this is probably so much fun for them up there.
Yeah.
So, for me, like, I've always been, let's be a sick live band. Yeah. And I think that's the one thing we do really, really well, is live performance. Even when we're at our worst, I feel like people are still like, oh, you guys were so great. I'm like, I thought we sucked. But,
yeah.
I mean, in terms of energy, not even in terms of, like, playing. So I didn't even know, like, even on our worst day, we're doing a pretty good job up there with that.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of that.
That's good.
My first concert was Bullet for My Valentine.
Okay.
I used to be into like a lot harder stuff, like 3 Days Grace. I mean, I'm not talking like super hardcore.
Yeah.
But just being 3 Days Grace, Breaking Benjamin, a little bit of All That Remains. So and then most importantly Bullet for My Valentine. So it was really cool going to see them live for the first time. They put on an amazing show, and I went with a friend named Kevin, and he was like, "I'm sorry that was your first show," and I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "Because that was really good. It's gonna make other ones seem not as great."
Yeah. And
I don't know. I've been to a lot of shows since then, and they're always pretty great. It really just depends on the crowd.
It does depend on the crowd.
The band has to be the energy for the crowd, but at the same time, the band's feeding off that crowd. So when people are going nuts, it makes it way more fun to play.
Yeah.
It's an awesome, a much cooler experience.
Yeah.
Oh, that show we played at the Pony. How awesome was that crowd?
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
That was
I lived my dream of having people chant, "Take your shirt off."
Like,
was
why?
Was that the last time that you guys played? Because I have like a very faint memory of that show.
No, we actually took a break. We took a break playing for a few months after that to transition because Nick was leaving the band, and then we started really going hard. Maybe January, February, March. We were going hard. We were going ham. And we were going to keep going ham throughout the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had months and months of shows like ready to go.
We had guaranteed money lined up that we've lost out on a lot of money, and I could only imagine bands that they're relying on this to live for their members, and we're just relying on it to support the band, not to support ourselves. We lost out on a lot of money. I can't imagine what other bands are losing out on. It's been devastating for the industry.
Yeah.
So, if you guys could go to any show, past or present, what show would you go to and why?
Whoa, that's intense. an intense question.
I feel like you'd probably want to go to see Pink Floyd.
Yeah, I mean I was thinking, but also at the same time, like Jimi Hendrix would be amazing to see live.
Led Zeppelin. I would say the farewell show that Cream did, because Cream was one of my favorite classic rock bands.
Okay.
Big Clapton era Jack Bruce fan. So I would say Cream farewell show.
Okay.
I gotta go with Pink Floyd or Jimi Hendrix.
Okay.
Pink Floyd is my favorite band. I feel like that would be an amazing experience, but I've just heard that Jimi Hendrix might be the greatest performer of all time, so you can't help but be curious.
Yeah.
You know
Or
what?
even a Michael Jackson show, that would be really great.
Yeah.
What I'll tell you is, if I didn't see them twice already, I would say Linkin Park.
Okay.
Because having seen them and knowing that like Chester's dead and you can't see them anymore, it's like that was one of the best shows I've ever seen. Was Linkin Park. They put on a great show. I think 21 Pilots, for me, topped them when I saw them.
Okay.
But before that, Linkin Park was always the best live band I'd seen.
All right. So for you guys, what is your top 3 songs to perform live?
I don't know. It depends on the night, right? Because sometimes we'll just kill us.
I mean, you know what I'm gonna say.
Dan's gonna go hole, and hole.
Pretty good lineup.
Hole is definitely one of my favorites to perform
Okay.
because I get to just run into the crowd and go
Yeah, I was
crazy.
gonna say, you probably have more fun on Hole than I do. Hole, John Gotti, definitely, because I like to spin around and
Okay.
go that way. It's always fun.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Go That Way used to be like the go-to ender,
Mhm.
and now it's not. It doesn't hit quite the same without Scatterbrain though.
Okay.
On Go That Way,
John Gotti was going to take over that role anyway.
John
That-
got a really cool song.
That guitar solo, that's a new one we haven't released yet, but we played it. We finished the first set at the Pony with it. It's where the Brandon comes up and he plays that guitar solo,
Okay.
and just starts going in. It's intense.
Cool.
So what is your dream venue to play in? Like when you finally step out on stage, look out the crowd, you're like, oh shoot, I made it. What venue is that for you?
For me, it was Starland, and we already played there.
Okay.
Oh wow.
But I want my dream has been to headline Starland sold out.
Uh-huh.
Headline Starland sold out. Maybe like MSG,
Uh-huh.
That's Dan's dream.
PNC. That'd be cool.
PNC.
PNC. I don't actually would rather do PNC than and if awesome shows at PNC.
Yeah. Everybody complains about PNC. I hear a lot of hate, but I love that venue. So,
I like it too. Lawn
Yeah.
seats.
yeah.
It's good.
So we do this thing where we get a question from the last band we interviewed. So this one comes from Backseat Vinyl. Where's the favorite place? What is your favorite place that you guys have traveled to?
Ooh. Maybe Georgia. Would you say Georgia, Dan?
I'm just thinking Georgia. I'm surprised you didn't say Nashville.
Oh my God! But we didn't get to stay there that long. But
Yeah.
Nashville was unreal. I want to go back to
I've stayed
Nashville.
there a while. Kentucky was cool.
Uh-huh.
We met Kaylee,
Cool.
our super fan.
Florida was great stories from Georgia.
Well, actually, favorite place was Florida because we played in Florida, and these two brothers came out to see us play, and they found us online, and they were just huge fans, and they always talk to us on Instagram,
Mhm.
and they see us live for the first time, and it's like they were singing all the words, they were singing my ad libs
Yeah.
they knew everything, and it was like
That's
it was
crazy.
I was in awe, like
That's
oh my
awesome.
god, these are like super fans.
Yeah, that's awesome.
In Florida, that was a really cool show.
Yeah,
Great
so I'm in
experience.
Florida just because of Chris and his brother Alex.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So where do you guys see the band in the next 5 years?
The goal is my goal is to be able to pay everyone, and we all have health benefits, and we can continue we have a functioning business, and we can support people, and we're creating jobs for other people,
Mhm.
and doing this, full time.
All right.
I'd probably have 2-3 albums out in 5 years. That's the goal.
All right. Same for you, other Dan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Dan's got the vision,
Yeah.
5 years from now, it'd be great to just be able to travel full time and play large, sold out shows
Yeah.
and make enough money to survive and maybe then some a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, that'd be great. That's a lot of work and a lot of shows away. So we have a lot of work before we can get.
Just trying to get through COVID right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna shift away from music for the last couple questions. If you were on death row, what would your last meal be and why?
Whoa.
You know what it is. I'm getting sushi because I love sushi.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I would say peanut butter and banana Nutella sandwich
Okay.
with honey. Yeah.
All right.
and a glass of chocolate milk.
All right. Simple. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if you guys could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live? Like, it could be a book, comic book, movie, show. Like, where would you go?
Attack on Titan, where
Don't get eaten. Like,
no, I'm just kidding.
oh, okay.
I would want to be Spider-Man. Yeah, if I could be any fictional character, I would want to be Spider-Man.
You're Tom Holland.
It'd be amazing to swing from building to building, flying through the air, like with webs, taking out bad guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd want to be a Pokemon trainer.
Okay.
That's really cool.
Okay.
I'd want to catch them all.
Okay.
Fair, fair.
Fair. Fair. All right. And for the last question, the most important question, what is your favorite color?
Green.
Green.
Black.
Okay. Taste.
Black is not a color. It's the absence of color.
All right. Well, that's all the questions we have for you guys. Is there anything you guys want to plug, real quick?
Live stream every Sunday, 9:30 on Facebook.
Okay.
GK Band
All right.
on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook.
TikTok. All right.
Yeah, check out our TikTok. It's all videos of a German Shepherd and a Chihuahua. I have one video with like 80,000 views of a Chihuahua snapping at my German Shepherd.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. So dog videos over on TikTok.
now.
Yeah. Check us out on Spotify, Green Knuckle Material.
All right. Yeah.
I have some stuff under Dan Key if you want to listen to that as well.
Okay.
Do love the solo work.
That's the grind. Well, that's all. So thank you guys.